Morris reporting.
Glad to have you in with us today. It's 4 o'clock in Jonesboro. We're here to give you the very latest news across Northeast Arkansas on NEA Report. First up on the rundown, a bargain hunt in Jonesboro. This is the latest business to announce its intentions to come into town, and we'll tell you where they will be. And if you've never heard of them before, we'll even give you a little info on the store. The O'Reilly Convention Center plans are back on the A&P agenda meeting. It's actually for tomorrow. We've heard all about that throughout the last year, into last year when the O'Reilly Convention Center was on their agenda and actually had some plans rejected. We'll tell you what their proposal entails, or at least what we know about it. A Facebook phishing scam that's targeting businesses, at least several in Northeast Arkansas. And if you have a page that has a lot of likes on it that you've been working on, you don't want to miss this. This is the only place you're going to catch this story here on NEA Report. A windy Friday is in the forecast, and it looks like Arkansas weather all weekend long. We'll have the very latest in the 5-day. Plus, in Pocahontas, Randolph County Chamber of Commerce is planning some fun stuff for Christmas. The details on that. And in Lawrence County, next Wednesday, a Thanksgiving meal will be served to all at the studio on Main Street. The full details. The details on Winter Wonderland, which is just about to open in Jonesboro. We'll actually have a cool little video to show you in relation to that. And we're doing an exclusive interview today with the Democratic Party of Arkansas Chairman Michael John Gray. We're going to talk to him about all sorts of issues and what the Democratic Party can do to stay relevant in Arkansas. We're starting out with breaking news today, and the news coming out of Westside, where a hazing has been reported at Westside Consolidated School District. The district was notified on November 13th, and since then, 2 coaches have been placed on paid administrative leave. The matter was reported to the Child Maltreatment Hotline, according to a statement from Rebecca Worsham, the attorney-at-law that represents the Westside Consolidated School District. In a statement, it said the district will do everything necessary to ensure our students can attend school in a safe environment. I'm going to give you more information about this now. It says in the statement that was released to me, we'll have it on NEA Report here in just a short time. It was that on Monday, November 13th, the Westside Consolidated School District's administration was notified of a possible hazing initiation ritual among its high school football team. The district began an investigation and placed 2 coaches on paid administrative leave. The matter has been reported to the Child Maltreatment Hotline, and the district will cooperate in any way that the law enforcement investigation dictates. It also reads that due to this matter involving students and personnel, the district can't comment further and offer any further details at this time, but the statement goes on to say Westside School District's student handbook and Arkansas law prohibits all forms of hazing. The statement reads, any student found in violation of the policy will be disciplined in accordance with the student handbook. The district encourages any students or parents who have information concerning this matter to contact their school principal. All hazing allegations will be taken seriously, the statement says. Faculty and staff should direct any students who need support to speak with their counselors. The district will do everything necessary to ensure that our students can attend school in a safe environment. That statement, as we had mentioned, from the Westside Consolidated School District. More on this as we learn of it right here on NEA Report. We'll keep you informed of the latest as this story develops. Well, we finally know in Jonesboro at least one of the names that's going to be replacing the abandoned Kmart location at Highland Drive and Caraway Road. The news broke today, a big story for a lot of folks excited about this one. Bargain Hunt is coming to Jonesboro. It's the first of 3 new retailers in the former Kmart space. The former space, which actually you're looking at a photo of what the rendered design is going to look like after all of the remodeling is done. That former space was about 90,000 square feet, and this new operation is going to be taking up about 27 or 28,000 square feet at the southern end of the former Kmart space adjacent to Surplus Warehouse. Multiple national retailers have been interested in occupying the building, but the timing has never been right, according to Josh Brown, who we actually interviewed here on the show earlier this week. But Josh also said that Bargain Hunt is the ideal tenant for this space and that it will attract other big-name users. Josh Brown said he expects to announce another retailer in the coming months and have the entire Kmart space full in 2018, so some big news there. Bargain Hunt is a discount retail chain which offers customers quality name brand merchandise such as apparel for men, women, kids, electronics, home goods, furniture, bedding, and toys at 30 to 60% off the original retail price. The release that we're reading from here says that the store also carries unique products and a constantly changing product selection so that there are always new deals to discover and new treasures to find. A statement from the Vice President of Retail Operations says that we know that customers are interested in value-driven operations. We're one of the best at providing national products and brands at a great value, and our customer service is top-notch. If you want to find out more information about this story, just go to NEAreport.com. Our money page has all of the latest business news happening in Northeast Arkansas. At the Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission's meeting scheduled for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. in the City Council chambers in Jonesboro, it's expected that we will hear from the O'Reilly Hospitality Management Group yet again. Right now on the agenda, it states under item number 4, a presentation by the O'Reilly Group for Convention Center funding will be considered before the A&P Planning Commission. This follows what has just been a breakdown in funding for the Keller Group, who sought, successfully so, I might add, in 2016, similar funding. It was during 2016 that the O'Reilly Hospitality Group actually had their request denied. But who knows? The landscape may be changed tomorrow. We'll be sure to bring you the latest results from that meeting that's happening in downtown Jonesboro tomorrow. A Facebook phishing scam is making its way across the area, really across the web as well, and it could be targeting you and your business next. In fact, today, it actually targeted NEA Report, if you can imagine that, but unsuccessfully so. We're still here. We want to tell you more about this, so hopefully you won't be a victim of this. It's targeting pages. Now, for those who are familiar with the lingo, pages are not profiles. Pages are like the kind of page you would create for a business or for some type of commercial entity. At least 2 pages in Northeast Arkansas have been targeted based on what we know, and one of those was NEA Report. An email that appears to look official states your page has violated the terms of service, and it offers a link for you to appeal the decision. Once you click that link, that's what hackers are after. They're hoping you'll click it because then they've got you. They've got your information, your profile, and they can access your page and potentially use that to do their own bidding, whatever they want to do. It's not a big risk to the users who like your page because they just like the page. Their personal information is not really out there, but it could be your hard work that is all lost. Now, if you want to see what this actually looks like, this is kind of a glance at the email. It's tough to see because it's just really text, but it looks official. You see a Facebook logo. It says, "We sent you a message." And then there's a link for you to click on. It says, "If you think this is a mistake, please access your account here." The key to remember is don't click links in emails unless you have a reason to click the link specifically. And what I mean by that is if somebody you know told you, "I'm sending you a file, I'm sending you a link," it's okay, click it. That's really just about the only time you should be clicking these types of links. That's, as a rule of thumb, something I always practice. Even sometimes buttons like the unsubscribe button can actually add your email to more spam lists. So it's really just safe to report this email as spam. You may be able to report it to Facebook. I know one person that fell victim to this had to wait several days, possibly even longer than a week, just to get a reply out of Facebook. It can be a real hassle to try to get a hold of their customer service department because they don't really have one that you can call. You have to submit ticket requests online. Nonetheless, if you get a link that says that your page has been suspended, click here to appeal the decision. Don't click it. Just go to Facebook on your internet browser and check it out there. Your page is probably going to be okay. If you're planning to try to dress for the weather over the next few days, hope you have a lot of changes of clothing because the weather's going to be all over the place. And we'll take a look at that 5-day forecast to show you exactly what we're talking about. Now, starting out with tonight, we've had really sunny skies today and clear skies for the most part tonight as well, with the low dropping down to about 40. Tomorrow, it's going to be windy. It's going to be very windy. It's going to be cloudy, too. We're going to see the high at 70 degrees, or right there at it. That's what Jonesboro's looking at anyway, with, again, mostly cloudy skies throughout tomorrow. The winds may be up to 15 miles per hour, or gust as high as 25 miles per hour, especially in the afternoon. Into the evening, a 30% chance of showers tomorrow night, mainly, though, after midnight. Those could roll in while you're getting some Z's. 4 degrees during the remainder of the day. That's what Saturday's looking like, a high of 67 by 11 a.m., and then 54 for the rest of the day. Give me a break. That's crazy. Breezy with a south-southwest wind around 15 to 20 miles per hour. The wind gust may still hit 30 miles per hour on Saturday, too. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain expected unless you see a little bit more from thunderstorms. By Saturday night, those are supposed to have been moved out. The Weather Service says mostly clear skies and a low around 36, but winds up to 15 miles per hour still. For your Sunday, a day with sunny skies. No more clouds or rain expected there. High near 51, though. Cooler, much cooler than the day before. A low around 31 Sunday night with clear skies. And then on Monday, mostly clear, actually totally clear skies, according to what the Weather Service is saying right now. Mostly clear Monday night. The high around 54 Monday and the low around 38 Monday night. But good grief. Watch Saturday. That's the day that you're going to go from being really warm to potentially being really chilly as those temperatures fall to around 54 degrees, perhaps as you're getting ready to go watch the Red Wolves. Can't really talk about it getting colder without talking about Christmas and our favorite time of the year here at NEA Report. Winter Wonderland and the Wonderland Rink, those are going to be available to the public in just a short. November 18th through December 31st is when the Wonderland Rink is going to be open. You can see the hours there on your screen. The Winter Wonderland, one of the coolest things in Jonesboro. It's kind of like the North Pole mixed with Santa's Toy Shop, all combined together. That's going to be November 30th through December 21st. It's going to be weekdays from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Of course, 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. or 8 p.m. Saturdays 1 to 8 p.m. Then free admission all the time out there on 215 West Monroe Avenue. It's not very far away from the Wonderland Rink. That one opens a lot sooner. It's going to be opening on November 18th, literally right around the corner this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. You could take the family out there and enjoy a fun time. $5 per person at the Wonderland Rink in Jonesboro. While we're talking about things going on in the community, we got to tell you about something happening in Lawrence County of a very good nature, something with a great cause in mind, feeding the public. And we're talking about a free meal for the public happening next Wednesday, November 22nd from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the studio on Main Street in Walnut Ridge. District State Representative Fran Cavanaugh is hosting it at the studio on Main Street, and all are welcome to enjoy a free meal. If you know somebody that needs a meal, they'll actually help you get it to them. Call 870-679-9160. You'll be calling Sharna. And hopefully you can help make somebody's holidays a special time, even if they may not have been planning on feeling the love. While we're telling you about things that are going to be happening over the holiday season, we got to tell you about what our neighbors in Randolph County are going to be doing. The Randolph County Chamber of Commerce is planning a ton of fun. For December, we're going to be looking at a Christmas parade Thursday, December 7th. You have to register by December 4th if you want to be involved in that. A Christmas lighting contest is going to be taking place too. Now, if you want to be judged, submit your picture right now to chamber@randolphchamber.com. Get that submitted by December 6th because they're starting judging between December 7th and December 21st. And this is a pretty cool idea, the Randolph County Treasure Hunt, a neat event that's going to be taking place. You can actually find treasure maps for that event right now on the community page of NEAReport.com. This weekend, many of you may be heading out to the Red Wolf game, and look, the Red Wolves are going to be dealing with it in the cold, okay? We know. But we want you to be ready for that and possibly dress right and maybe even get a free ride out of it. The Red Wolf Express is going to be operating with Jets buses beginning to take riders at 11 a.m. on Saturday. They'll be leaving from the corner of Kate and Church Streets every 20 minutes until 1:30 p.m. Round-trip prices are on the screen. It's $250 for adults, $120 for seniors, disabled, veteran pass holders, and kids, unless they're really little kids, then they can go for free. $1.80 for students with an ID. A return service will actually begin at the start of the third quarter and continue every 30 minutes until 20 minutes after the game. So a good way for you to get to the game without having to deal with all the traffic. If that's your excuse, well, you don't have an excuse not to go now. More news after the break. We're going to be talking to the chair of the State Democratic Party of Arkansas with questions for him on exactly what he's going to be doing and what his party has to do to make inroads in what is really a completely red state. Hard-hitting questions are on the way on NEA Report. Stand by.
If you're a business owner, gaining new customers and retaining them is your top priority and biggest hurdle. Today, 85% of customers search online or look for you on social media. Do you have an effective strategy to reach them? At ACEONE, we will customize a digital marketing strategy comprising of social media, web, and video marketing that fits your budget. Our dedicated account managers will work with you to create engaging campaigns, covering all digital media outlets. ACEONE, your partner in digital marketing. Contact us today.
Call Acme Pest Management and get a handle on the pest that may be moving to your neighborhood. Acme offers termite, pest, and mosquito control with year-round protection to keep your home or business pest-free. For termites, Acme utilizes Termidor, America's #1 termite defense product. We provide general pest control on varying schedules based on your pest problem and mosquito misting and larvicide services to give you back your yard. Rid your home of all pests. Call Acme Pest Management today for a free inspection and estimate.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Stan Morris still with you here on NEA Report, and thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And so we did yesterday actually have a chance to sit down with a political figure, and we generally expected the first political interview we had on the program here to be that with a Republican. In fact, we've already reached out to and have confirmed plans. We're still confirming the date, but we're confirming that we're doing it with Congressman Rick Crawford, who has actually, he reached out to us, said he wanted to be on the program and do a live interview with live questions from you. So that's going to be happening in the next few weeks. We cover all sides, all parties, and it's a nonpartisan effort here because we're really just after the facts and trying to figure out who's right, who's wrong, and who can bring the best stuff to the table for us, the citizens of the country. And that's who we're here to represent. So our first interview, although it was a little bit unexpected, actually will be with the Democratic Party chairman of the state of Arkansas. He came into the studio yesterday, and we got to speak with him a little bit more about the things he's going to be doing to try to make inroads to voters here in the natural state in what is really a red state. I mean, we all know it is. So we're going to be bringing that interview to you, right?
So you have an unusual job compared to the average person because you're sort of responsible for the party's presence in this state, perhaps maybe in the general direction as well. Would that be accurate?
That's fair. In the climate we're in now with the Republican governor and Republican leadership, then the role of the party chair also becomes the voice of the party in a lot of instances.
And that's why I was going to ask you that question going into this one, because right now Arkansas is very much It's red in the sense of the politics, but we're also formerly a blue state. I mean, we were the state that Bill Clinton came from. So what are you doing in your role to maybe move back in that direction?
Well, we're working to connect to the local voter. We've seen as we moved from blue to red, I would argue that Arkansas has always been pretty, what you would call purple, pretty moderate, center of the road politics for the most part. So connecting to the local voter, whether they're in Jonesboro or Bono or somewhere in northwest Arkansas, making sure we talk about the issues that matter to them and recruiting high quality candidates that want to work for where they're from, that don't leave Jonesboro behind when they get to Little Rock and just worry about national politics or scare tactics, but really care about how's this going to affect St. Bernard's, or how's this going to affect Arkansas State, or how's this going to help fix infrastructure problems or traffic problems in Jonesboro. You know, we've got them. So people like that can remember where they're from and that they care about what's going on back home and a lot less about what the headlines are telling them to do. And I think when we can do that, and we're doing that, we've got a chance of moving this thing back to the middle a little bit as far as balance of power between the parties.
What issues do you think are the most important to Northeast Arkansans right now?
So obviously the social hot button issues are the ones that dominate the coffee shop talk and dominate the news. But I think if you really boiled down to it and went to the kitchen tables of Northeast Arkansans, it's how's it affect me when I sit down to pay my bills at the end of the week? Am I going to be able to afford to send my kids to college? Am I making more money than I'm going to be able to? Does it make sense for my wife to have a job? Is there affordable child care and health care? Or is she going to have to stay home because we can't make that work out? Now, those aren't the things that get the headlines. Those aren't the things that people are talking about when we're arguing at that round table at the coffee shop that every town in Northeast Arkansas has. But I think if you really boil down to it, is life going to be better for my kids? Are there going to be opportunities? Are they going to be able to move back here? Or are they going to have to move away? And how are we going to have safe roads? Are we going to have access to health care? And are the jobs going to be there? I think those are what's really important to Northeast Arkansas.
Arkansas's delegation right now, which is Republican, is probably about to participate in a giant tax reform plan. Whether it passes is still up for debate. Sure. But I think we have a general idea of what the plan is. I mean, I don't know that it's a surprise to anyone. I'm sure you are not the biggest proponent of it, but can you tell us why? That it's
So there are parts of it that could be tweaked and made better. It's interesting that the Republican tax plan is creating a $1.5 trillion deficit on the backside of it, which means tax cuts we see in the short term could actually become increases in the long term. So that's a little bit troublesome. And I'd like to see, now we have some great corporate partners in Arkansas, we have some great corporate partners in Northeast Arkansas, and we want to make sure that they're able to operate in our state and provide jobs. But we were built on the small businessman and the small business owner and small business woman. And I don't see the breaks there. It looks like large corporate breaks, some middle income tax relief, obviously saying I'd love to have an extra $300 in my pocket at the end of the year, but really that boils down to $6 a week. Is that really the kind of things we're talking about? And also in this tax plan, if you've got a kid with student loan debt, he's not be able to write that interest off anymore. Things like that need to be tweaked. Should we look at, we're in East Arkansas, we're in farming areas, should we look at estate taxes and things like that for the family farmer? Absolutely we should. But to just couch this thing as a middle income tax relief, when some guys are going to see a $20 a week break, but the big guys are going to see a real big break. And I think there's a better middle there where let's reward corporate employers for being in our part of the state and our part of the world, but let's not forget the people that built them, and we've got to take better care of them.
So now some elections on the way next year, and a lot of people watching those. Have a lot of races in Northeast Arkansas that could be affected. The first district, are we seeing candidates develop for those races?
So there are definitely people talking about it, and I think a couple have announced as of this interview. For the first district, I think there's still more talking about it. Obviously, every state legislative house district seat is up this time, and definitely people are talking about that. I think we have a real opportunity once again to get candidates that say, look, I know the hot button social issues matter to you, but let's make life better for where we are. We may not agree on everything, but we agree that we need solutions and we've got to make life better, and we've got to take Northeast Arkansas to what it can be, which is really one of the most, Jonesboro now becoming the hub of Northeast Arkansas, and real opportunities to grow. So I think candidates that can come out and fight from where they're from is what we're seeing, and we're really encouraged by the energy coming out of Northeast Arkansas.
How do Democratic candidates set themselves apart from Republican candidates and get people to cast that vote that may be on the middle?
So I think they've got to connect with the voter, and they have to say, look, you and I may disagree on this issue, but let's talk about it. I don't think we just scream at them and go, no, you're wrong, I'm right. I think we talk about the middle and find the way to go, okay, I understand where you want to go. Let's see how we can get there. But while we're doing it, let's make sure that we represent where we're from, and we make sure that a kid born in Walnut Ridge or Jonesboro or Paragould has got a better shot today than he would have yesterday. And I think that's really what it boils down to. Less of the politics of divisiveness, less of the politics of scaring people, less of the politics of indecency, and more of, hey, I get it, we're not always going to agree, but in Arkansas, we find ways to solve problems, and that's what we want to go do in Little Rock. And I think that's how they're going to be able to separate themselves from the Republican candidates.
Are you going to, or maybe will the candidate that you might specifically or hypothetically be talking about, are they going to be able to convince somebody that voted for President Trump that they could cross the party line and comfortably vote for the Democratic candidate?
I think Arkansans have always done that if you have a candidate that's genuine, that cares about where they're from, and offers real solutions, then there's split ticket. Arkansas has always voted split tickets. Obviously, as the chairman of the Democratic Party, I'd like them to split from the Republican Party and vote a Democratic ticket. But no, really what I'd like Arkansas to do is what we always do. And what we've done a lot until lately was just look into the heart of who's representing them and know that it's who we want better. I mean, honestly, in Northeast Arkansas, we've been embarrassed by some of our representatives that got caught in the politics of hate, the political ideology. We've seen some mistakes on both sides of the aisle. I just won't point at one. But I think Jonesboro especially is hungry for representatives that will get back to building Jonesboro into the city that it's destined to be here, and less about how to get your name in the headlines about some national ideology.
If people want to connect with you on social media, how could they do that?
They can look at the Democratic Party on Facebook, Democratic Party of Arkansas, or on Twitter at ArcDems. Also me, I'm a state representative from just a little south here in Jackson, Woodruff counties, at MJ Gray on Twitter, or Michael John Gray for state rep on Facebook. And would love to hear feedback. Anybody that wants to run for office, anybody wants to talk about the issues we ought to be talking about, love to hear from them, and really appreciate visiting with you.
Thank you, sir.
Back here with you live on NEA Report, and we want to bring that breaking news to you one more time that we told you about at the beginning of the broadcast. For those of you who are just joining us, big breaking news we're bringing to you first here on the broadcast and nowhere else except for right here on NEA Report. A hazing situation was reported at the Westside Consolidated School District. It was reported to have happened between members of the high school football team. Here's the exact statement that I received from the attorney representing the school district, Rebecca Worsham of Mixon and Worsham PLC. She's an attorney at law here in Jonesboro. The statement says on Monday, November 13th, Westside Consolidated School District's administration was notified about a possible hazing ritual among its high school football players. The district began an investigation. 2 coaches were put on paid administrative leave, and the matter has since been reported to the Child Maltreatment Hotline. The district says it'll cooperate with any law enforcement investigation. It says due to this matter involving students and personnel, the district cannot offer further details at this time, but it did go on to say that their student handbook, along with Arkansas law, prohibits hazing, that all allegations will be taken seriously, and the district is asking anybody that may have experienced some type of situation of bullying or hazing. That's not acceptable. It doesn't matter how cool it sounds to everybody else. It's not acceptable. If you experience that, the district is asking you to contact your principal, speak to your parent, or just contact the principal. They said they will address it. They will take that claim seriously. Well, the 5-day forecast is right here, and here's what it looks like for tonight. 40 degrees for the low, then tomorrow up to 70 for the high and 64 for the low. Tomorrow we're going to see a 30% chance of showers, mainly after it looks like midnight, Friday night. So there are a few showers moving in, but I mean, after midnight makes it Saturday. Technically, that's why there's no raindrops on the graphic. For Saturday, this is where the weather gets funky, and we wanted to tell you about it because it's a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms thunderstorms, cloudy, then becoming mostly sunny. But the temperature is going to rise to about 67 by noon, and then a cold front moves in, falling down to around 56 for the remainder of the day. And yeah, it's going to be breezy. Winds could be just normal winds, 20 miles per hour, and then gusting up to 30 miles per hour. If you're headed to the A-State game this weekend, you probably want to wear a windbreaker, and you may want to think ahead, because you might leave the house with it being 67, and by the time you end up halftime, it could be, 55 degrees, 56 degrees out there. So dress accordingly. And as, of course, we mentioned, you got to watch out for those rainfall showers. They're mainly going to be before 7 p.m. on Saturday. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us on NEA Report. So glad to have you in with us. Remember, we're back tomorrow at 4 p.m. and every weekday, Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. right here on Facebook. We're the only newscast in Northeast Arkansas that broadcasts exclusively to Facebook, directly to the palm of your hand. We're the first newscast as well of your day. So everybody else now has to play catch up, right? We're just playing. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. Please like and share if you like what we're doing. It helps us grow to an even larger audience. It also helps make more people informed, and that's a great thing for our society. I'm Stan Morris. Hope you have a nice evening.